Look at this oatmeal cardigan I'm wearing. I know how much you love cardigans.
It looks good. It looks like a good cardigan.
You don't have to, hey, you don't have to lie and be a smart ass about it. Just because you have no taste when it comes to clothing.
Just cardigans.
Cardigans,
Bad taste.
no.
It's a bad taste. Cardigan? No.
No, a cardigan is a beautiful piece of clothing that a dignified older gentleman will wear, and that's what I'm getting into in my life.
Oh. Being dignified and older and a gentleman.
Yeah, you can't stop it, so you may as well lean into it. So I'm wearing a cardigan. Look, we're not 19 years old. I understand if you saw me when we were 19, I'm walking down the street in a cardigan. You're like, what's up with that? What a chump.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what a dork.
You forget that you're almost 40 years old.
Ugh.
I think that slips your mind quite often. And 40-year-olds wear cardigans.
40-year-old men?
Yeah. I don't know what you should be wearing. A blouse. You should be wearing more blouses.
I guess so. And maybe like real big underwear.
Hey, we don't have to go that far. We're just talking about style. Looking nice. Not giving up.
Oh, not just being old and leaning into being old. So you're like, I'll just wear this cardigan. Oatmeal.
No, that's much older.
Are you going to get a pipe?
No.
Well,
because I don't.
If you want to be distinct.
I'm not getting a pipe. If I were to smoke tobacco still, I'd smoke cigarettes. I'd do it the right way.
But there's a warmth with smoking a pipe versus cigarettes seem like dry and nasty.
There's a fine line that you have to walk with these things. I think smoking a pipe is I am thinking about it too much. I am too in tune with
it veers into costume.
Yes, I'm too in tune with this image that I'm projecting to the world. A pipe.
I see.
Takes a lot of time to pack a pipe. Pick out the right pipe.
Yeah, and the right tobacco.
No,
and you have to like pick at it, and there's like a screen.
Just a regular
filter.
Old cigarette. I would love to smoke cigarettes again.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, but it leaves you smelling so bad, and it tastes so bad in your mouth and in your nose.
Well, the world rebelled against cigarettes, and now cigarette smokers are pariahs.
What's the origin of pariah?
You're the etymologist.
An outcast. Okay, P-A-R-I-A-H. Origin. Etymology. Pariah. The word pariah derived from Tamil, which means drummer. Okay. Once referred to the Pararian, a Tamil caste group of laborers and village servants of low status. But the meaning was extended to embrace many groups outside the so-called clean caste groups with widely varying degrees of status. Oh, okay. So it just started out as like super duper poor.
Yeah, and part of the caste system, which people say doesn't exist anymore in India, but it surely does unofficially.
Yeah. It's just not officially recognized and like adhered to, but not socially, right? Socially, it's still definitely a caste system.
You're poor, you fucking loser. Ah.
Yeah. Oh, you were born. Your mother was a prostitute. Now you'll never, ever, ever not be anything but someone who came from a prostitute.
You're a pariah.
You're a pariah.
Poor. You eat rice with butter every night, and that's it. You think that's a 5-star meal?
Butter, luxury.
True. Maybe just not even good salt. Nah, yeah. You take rice and you put ocean water on it to make it salty. That's all you can do.
You salt your rice with your tears. Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ. I'm not going to say my name in a modified way, similar to what Autumn did. I don't know why she did that. Why did you do that?
Because this is the second time we did it, and I didn't want to say it exactly the same way that I did before, and so I put a little gas in the tank.
Well, people aren't supposed to know that this is the second take because I screwed up the first take. I thought that you were just trying to have a little fun.
Hey! Interesting you say that. What's our topic this week?
Our topic this week is fun. That is the main philosophy, the driving philosophy behind Autumn's life. Anything that motivates her. The first question is, will it be fun? And if it's not fun, she is not interested. And this is something that has intrigued me to a bit, so I wanted to explore it on this week's episode. Autumn loves fun. That's not the topic, but you're a fun lover.
I do love fun. And I don't think, I think when you talk about it like that, I feel like there's a little judgment.
Oh, there's total judgment.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then I feel the judgment.
Fun is for children. Life is not fun for adults. It's a struggle. It's hard. It's crushing. It's soul tearing. And to insist on having fun, come on. You're just not being real at that point.
Sure, I agree with that. I don't think that
you shouldn't just agree with that, because I was really pushing it to the extreme.
Yeah, you were, and I was gonna bring in some nuance that there have been a lot of times where I've avoided things that I need to deal with because it's not, quote, fun. But I do think that seeking fun, and not as a coping mechanism necessarily, I think seeking fun is a perfectly valid thing to do. And my personality, I like to have fun. I like to be fun. Not all the time, but I like it. And that doesn't mean that I'm less than.
So let's start with a simple thing. What are some things you find to be fun?
I like sitting around a table with friends and talking and laughing and, coming up with weird scenarios of things as the conversation. You know how sometimes when you're sitting around with people and all of a sudden you are off on this weird tangent where you're creating this weird story between, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I do that with my cousins frequently. We end up coming up with these weird scenarios. I don't know. Stuff like that. I always think man, that was so much fun.
But isn't that the thing about fun? That once the event happens, you look back on it and you say, that was fun. I think when you set out to have fun, there's undue pressure. It's like, now we got to sit around the table and do that thing that we do. And you're not.
Oh, yeah. You can't, planning fun is not as fun that is happened upon.
So I think fun just comes about living your life. If you're around people that you get along with and you enjoy the conversations, fun.
Well, and I think what that scenario is like, where we're sitting around, I think, oh, these people are doing something that I would want to do in other types of company, but they're in on it too. And so you kind of feel validated and therefore maybe less alone.
So what are some things that make you fun as a person? You said when you described yourself, if you're asking me to describe myself with adjectives, fun would not be one of them. That would not make the list.
No. You can be fun, but fun is not in the top 5 of describe Greg.
But I think for you fancy yourself a fun person.
I think that I would rather have funny in the top 5.
But this is about
rather
fun.
Than fun.
Now, you like fun. You do the goofy walk sometimes.
Oh, don't throw stones in glass houses, goofy walk, Greg.
You wear...
You do your little goofy... I can picture it right now, your weird little goofy walk.
You wear...
You have done and do.
Which walk are you talking about? I don't know what this is. No, whatever you're imagining, people listening to this right now that Autumn just showed me, it's wrong.
It goes along with that sound.
This is not true. I don't have you have this very specific walk that you put into place because you want to relay that you're fun. You wear knitted monkey hats.
I mean,
They're cute. Don't give it. Look, they're cute. They fit your.
Honestly, that is a relic because I don't really wear that hat anymore. I really did sort of graduate into the cardigan, the oatmeal cardigan era of my life, and I stopped wearing those monkey hats. But I do have some like monkey gloves that I might wear that have a monkey face on them that are made for children. But it's hard because my hands are small, and so sometimes you're like, conditioned to cute things because you're so tiny and cute like me.
So it's all an act that you curated.
No, it's not an act. It's what I'm drawn to.
So anyway,
it's a magnet that's pulling me.
The list of adjectives, top of the list, for me, cantankerous. For you, fun. 2 for me.
On the top of the list?
2 for me, capricious. 2 for you, fun. You're a fun person. 3 for me, cynical. 3 for you, fun. 4 for me, pessimistic, but that in parentheses, realistic. 4 for you, fun. 5 for me, gorgeous. 5 for you, fun.
Wow, what a list.
Yeah, people constantly in my life, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Sometimes I'm just walking on.
Gorgeous, man.
Sometimes I'm walking on the sidewalk normally, like a normal person would walk, not in a funny way.
Not the goofy way that Greg walks sometimes.
And I hear people say, gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, there's the click of the mouth, and then there's that moan.
Yeah.
The wetness.
That comes from the center of the earth.
Immediate wetness.
Oh, this is women. I thought it would just be anybody.
Well, with men, it's immediate
Men too?
pre-cum.
Oh, okay.
Little spots in their underwear when they see
little
me.
dots. Depends on how leaky they are.
That's what happens. But fun. That walk, by the way, I don't want to focus too much on the walk, but I've seen still pictures of you, just photographs. There's no movement in these things, and I know what walk you're doing. I see it.
Sometimes I do a goofy walk.
I was like, I know what this is. This is a walk to relay to the world. I'm fun. And I know it sounds like I'm attacking you.
I have fun. I'm not trying to communicate anything.
So what are things?
I am having fun.
What are some things that make you fun when you think of yourself as a fun person?
I think my ability to not be embarrassed by certain things or by acting a certain way. I don't mind, being the one to be the silly one. I think that's fun. Because a lot of people are held back by that. They're worried about looking weird or doing something outside of, what, squares people do, just the boring whatever. And I'm not as afraid. I mean, not to say that I don't get shy or embarrassed or whatever. I definitely do. And there's times when I don't want to be fun and all of that. But yeah, I think it's my willingness to embarrass myself. And I'm not embarrassed, but to put myself in a position that might be embarrassing or whatever.
But your brand is fun. I feel as though maybe there are certain times.
I think I am fun. I think in a group of people, I can keep up with conversations. I'm like a.
But do you feel like you have to live up to this standard?
Trades.
You have to live up to this standard. If there are nights you're not feeling fun, or if it's not coming naturally to you,
yes,
and you still force it. If there's a night. Things didn't go so well with whoever you're hanging out with. Some commercials come on TV and you decide that you have to, create little backstories for the characters in the commercial and start fake conversations that they're having after the commercial ends.
This is a great scenario. Good job. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just asking if you feel as though you have to maintain this level. Like for me, gorgeous comes naturally. I'm not.
Same. gorgeous and fun. I get
Okay.
it. So we're in the same boat.
Okay.
I think though previously I have started to realize and notice that I will turn on the charm or turn on that like fun, you know, because I'm running away from discomfort, which is not something crazy, but I think that I've avoided discomfort for so long that it's sometimes to the detriment of myself. So, for example, at a party, if I'm not feeling like I really even want to impress these people, and I don't really even want to hang out with them, but I'm picturing the neighborhood people that sometimes I hang out with, not the new people, but the old people, and how I felt like these are the only people I can hang out with because they're all outside. Their kids are playing with my kids. And so it's like, I didn't want to stand there in silence because it made me uncomfortable. So then I would try and like figure out how to talk to them and like make small talk and like make it fun. It's not like I would do something weird or whatever, but I would just like try and be the person, like try and be someone to them that they had a fun little conversation with. Even though I might not even really want to get to know that person. I don't know why I needed them to like remember me as someone cool or fun to be around or to talk to. And during those little times, like, especially when I don't know people, I'll try and test them a little bit of like, how weird can I get? Like a little, just pushing them a little bit to see like, are they going to respond to this in a way that is going to make me feel more comfortable? And so many times people are like, what? Or just like not get it, or it's like, whoa, that's crazy, and not think it's like funny. And then I feel rejected and alone. And then so I started to sort of pay attention to that and say like, I'm just going to be standing here in silence, just like the rest of these weirdos, because I don't feel like turning it on for them.
I would state for the record that you are a fun person naturally.
Thank you.
You're a cheerful person. You've got an aura about you, a glow.
Really?
Why you like this? Why? Because
I do like that. Well, because you've really been like kicking my ass a little bit.
No, I was just giving you a hard time, only because fun factors so much into your life. It's such an important thing that sometimes it feels forced. But
yeah, sometimes I think that for a long time it was a coping thing.
And I set it up this way to make myself feel better for not being a fun person, as a person who outright rebels against fun, because I feel as though it's been packaged and sold, and we're told that we're missing out if we're not having fun. And if fun presents itself, you better take advantage of it. Mm-hmm. And, quite often things that are deemed fun are outsized and loud. And
like it's a pop-up shop. It's a pop-up bar. You have to go to the pop-up bar because it's the thing you do for fun as an adult. You're like, no, I don't. Oh, adult ball pits. It's fun. Shut the fuck up. No.
Bigger, flashier, loud. These quite often are things that are presented as fun, which are things that I have zero interest in. Fun is subjective, obviously. Sitting around reading a book, it's fun for some people. It's fun.
Nobody goes away from that and be like, oh man, I read that book. That was so fun.
It is fun. I would say it's a great thing to do sometimes, just to sit there, you have fun, you're enjoying I'll ride the subway to random places. That's fun to me. This is the thing. You have this preconceived notion of what fun is supposed to be, and this is the whole problem.
Well, fun for me.
And why I rebel against fun, because it's this high energy thing quite often, and it is tied to a cheerfulness that doesn't come naturally to me. And I'm like, all right, so forget it. These definitions of I enjoy having fun. I think shoving a whole pint of ice cream down my gullet is fun.
Coping.
That's not coping. That's just what am I coping?
What are you coping?
I mean, why am I coping?
Yeah, because the world makes you feel this way and it bothers you.
Give me some ice cream.
Yeah, it's self-medicating.
Do you know what comes along with this view of it? There's no FOMO. Never once in my life have I felt FOMO, fear of missing out. And so many people live in constant fear that they are missing out.
Yeah. But that's consumerism. That's to drive people to go out and do things and spend their money and need things.
Possibly, but it's also insecurity and people having.
But that's what I'm saying. They instill an insecurity in you, and then it's like, well, I don't have this.
Well, you don't have to go buy things. I mean, yes, a lot of it is tied to marketing and advertising, and there's a product at the other end of it. But just friends getting together and going swimming in the watering hole. I'm like, oh, look at this. I missed out on this today. This is no way to live your life. And for whatever reason, there's an inability for people to say maybe fun isn't something that presents itself quite often in adult life. That's why the ball pits are created. We got to go do this. Were ball pits ever really even fun? As a kid?
Yes. As a kid, yes. Didn't you want to swim in that ball pit? All I wanted to do was go to Chuck E. Cheese and get in that ball pit.
Chuck E. Cheese, packaged fun and then drills it into kids' faces. And this is what life is. It's about. And sure, as a kid, I guess having fun is fine.
Yeah, it's different.
But it's still, again, it's high energy. Kids don't necessarily. When a kid wants to have fun, it's not doing something that I'm sitting here and we're not going to move too much.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because you can have fun and not really move a whole lot as an adult. It's more mental, and that's why it's subjective. Every kid can get on a swing and have fun. But as an adult, because your brain is, more turned on, more of it is activated, you can be really sad and be sitting on that swing.
You love games, board games.
I like games, and I also like playing little games, while we're waiting or something.
You make up games, you're saying?
Maybe. Or just little competitions, I don't know. Yeah, I like things like that. You know why? Because I'm fun.
Board games have always been a thing that have been difficult for me because it's prepackaged fun. We're going to sit around, and the commercials always show people laughing their asses off and slapping their knees. And
that kind of thing is not. I'm not talking about playing Sorry.
Yahtzee is not Yahtzee. Everyone's laughing their heads off. Yeah.
No, there's cool board games that you can play that are more. I don't know. You have to use your brain more, or just games where you get to interact with the people that you're with in a fun way. Like they have to lie to you about something and you have to guess if they're lying. That kind of thing is fun. But I do believe that board games can be this weird crutch, to hold a group together that can't carry on a decent or deep conversation. Because it's if you're all just sitting around and you kind of run out of stuff to say, someone's like, you want to play a game? And then all of a sudden you're having this weird fun. When it's we just can't maintain a good convo.
Cards Against Humanity I've never played, and I refuse to play. Because of the way it's been sold, and you hear people talk about it, and what it puts you in situations. I don't even understand what the game is. It puts you in situations where where people say outrageous things like,
your mother's butthole.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, I ate my grandma's butt for dinner. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. I think that game was like Family Guy, where it was oh, this is kind of interesting and wow, pushing the limits. And then all of a sudden it was just not pushing anything. And then it turned into Facebook or something where now your parents are all over it and you're like, oh, okay, my aunt's here.
When did Family Guy ever push the limits?
In the beginning, they did some things.
There's a talking dog. Whoa.
No, not that. Shut up.
There's a baby who wants to kill
I'm talking about the humor and some of the stuff they did and said.
Anyway, let's not go down the Family Guy hole.
I know. I didn't mean to trigger you by saying Family Guy.
I have told Netflix to never recommend Family Guy to me. I know I've stated that before.
I think you can still think Family Guy is just okay, but also tell Netflix, I never need to see this because I'm never going to watch Family Guy. Family Guy had its time. That time is over.
Family, okay. When I end up playing board games, I'm bringing that up because I think of prepackaged fun. And it's like, look, these things are distractions is what they are. It's like there's life relatively boring. If we're not too busy worrying about something or feeling like shit, then sure, let's try to have a decent time. And then here's a way to do that. And I just don't like the disconnect, but what you see or the way you hear people talk, like these are the greatest things in the world. You can play a game and have fun. I can totally get on board with that. Quite often, more than anything, it instills anxiety. If there's something where you have to act something out, like charades, for example, I would never want to. I don't. People sit around and they really, really like this. They love playing that game. No, thank you.
I like it. I like charades. Well, and sometimes the goal of a board game isn't necessarily like okay, so when we talk about the prepackaged fun, that does sound really cheesy. But there are a lot of games that are just challenging and like interesting. And so it's not always like, oh, that was like, we were all laughing. Oh, ugh. Okay. Like that stupid game where you put like that thing in your cheeks and your mouth and it like, oh, here's all your teeth, and it makes your teeth and your mouth all big.
You were just you loved that. You were just showing me that. And you loved it.
The kids bought it at the thrift store.
Which is so disgusting to me.
It
doesn't matter. You bought this thing. What is that game called to begin with?
I don't know. Mouth. Big mouth.
You put something in your mouth and it stretches your mouth out, and then you're supposed to say phrases, and because you can't speak properly, you can't use your tongue and your lips, and then people are supposed to guess. And the fact you bought this from a thrift store.
It's fine. I washed it. I mean, what else? What else can you do? Do they need to be pure, brand new for them to ever be clean?
Would you buy underwear from a thrift store?
No, because how much cheaper could they be?
Outside of saving money, how much cheaper was this game? You could have bought a new version of it.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, what I'm saying is like that game is like, isn't this crazy, wacky? Sometimes the fun is the challenge of working with someone or trying to get someone to understand something. And it's not necessarily like a laugh riot, but it can still be fun. And to say that it's a distraction, I mean, everything is a distraction. Ordering things from Amazon is a distraction.
Yeah, life is distraction. Everything, a lot of things people do because it's boring otherwise. You sit around like, this is it? This is all? It's not much.
Well, I think Pete Holmes talked about like ordering things from Amazon makes you feel like you won't die. Because, well, you're not going to die before your package gets here. Like, I have to be here for my package.
I wouldn't see. I think the opposite. I think about the packages I order and then I die. And then where do they go? Who takes them?
Ugh.
What happens? Someone's trying to deliver them and they can't get them to me. Those are the things I think about.
Because you're dead. Dead men don't need toilet paper.
Or, there's been times in my life where I'll take a flight to Atlanta and I don't tell my family I'm going because I don't want them to know. I don't want to hang out with them. And then I think, that plane's going to crash. Surely that plane's going to crash. And they're not going to think anything of it. And then not only are they going to get the bad news that their son has died, my parents are going to get a call and say, he's dead. And then they're going to be shocked. Like, what? Why? And then they're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
That I was going to Atlanta and they didn't even know.
Now, listen, if that scenario were to ever happen, just if that was going to happen, I would tell your parents that you were coming to surprise them.
No, that's nice of you. I mean, sure. At that point, make up a lie.
Just like if you ever died from autoerotic asphyxiation, I would come and clean it all up. You fell asleep. I don't know. He's dead. He didn't die from choking himself out while he was jerking off. And any friend should do that for someone. At
that point, it really doesn't matter. But the thought is horrifying when you're still alive that you're dead and people find you that way. Even if you're just masturbating, your pants are down around your ankles and whatever video you're watching
humiliating.
Is up. Like that's it. That's the one that he was using. And that's what he died to. But going back to distracting and passing the time, look, this is just me. I'm typical. I'm a broken record at this point. People already get it. The moment there's an expectation to act and be a certain way, and quite often I feel as though fun falls into that, because I'm not a person who doesn't like fun. I will gladly have fun, but there's my definition of things that are fun, and they just don't require that much energy. And the moment I'm told that something is supposed to be fun, I can't do it. There's too much pressure to act a certain way, and board games definitely fall into that category for me. And I get angry. I'll sit there and see a commercial of a board game, and the people just, the way they are just losing their minds as if this is the great. I don't think, wow, I wish I were one of those people. I wish I could be a part of that group. I think, what is wrong with them? How pathetic and sad are their lives that this is really taking them to the next level. They're on cloud 9 playing categories. Like, what? What is going on? But I feel as though a lot of people watch this and they fall into the trap. Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be.
Let's bring that to the next party.
So I reject fun. I just outwardly get out of here.
So I understand your thought process about like seeing people trying to express that they're having fun, like as a commercial, and how lame that looks. But I feel like this thing that you've talked about before, where you feel like pressure to behave a certain way, I think that's just anxiety.
Sure. What's your point?
That sucks.
Yeah, but what's your point? The show's not about anxiety.
I feel like it tortures you. And it makes your life more difficult. Instead of just like acting whatever way, like if you felt like trying to have some fun, and then you would allow yourself to do that. Or if someone was saying like, yeah, come on, it'll be fun. You're like, we'll see about that.
Yeah, come on, it's going to be fun. It's like, what makes you think that I'm searching for fun? You know what's fun? Perfectly cooked pasta. This is the way.
That is not fun.
This is way.
That is not fun.
That is fun. I did something. Well, a nice meatball. That's fun. This is the way they should start doing all commercials. If they want to start packaging fun, they should show a person who's cooking some pasta and they do it al dente.
Chef's kiss.
And then they're just the same way that people are acting in the game commercials. Shaking their fists in the air. Yeah. This is fun is a wide-ranging umbrella.
Okay, that's true. It's a spectrum.
What's something that's a little more mundane that you find to be fun?
Baking.
Yeah, so
making bread.
So let's imagine you baking bread and really going over the top. You're over the moon when you've got that.
Yeah, like the dough's doubled in size. I'm like, yeah, like at the end of oh my God, it's okay. So you know how when you're trying to think of something and there's this other thing that's in your brain and it's like, it's me, and it's like, no, that's not you. It's not built to last, Duralast. No, it's not that. And then I can't think of it. And then that thing keeps coming up. Is it me? Built to last, No, it's not you. It's Crossfire.
Yeah, how could you forget Crossfire? Because
Built to Last, Duralast kept standing up and being like, it's me. I'm the one you're looking for.
Crossfire has been mentioned on this podcast more than anything else, I think.
This really is just an excuse for us to mention Crossfire more often.
You want to mention Crossfire.
At the end of Crossfire, he was like, yeah.
You know what's fun about Crossfire? Not the game itself. Taking the pellets and throwing them at people's faces.
Those were like ball bearings, right?
They're like BBs, yeah. Ball bearings, yeah. BBs. You can load that thing into a gun. So there are other games that you like, Sudoku.
I do, but that's not like, I'm not having fun. That's more like meditative.
You like Minesweeper.
I do love Minesweeper. I've been playing a lot. Somebody on some page, I think it was the 2+2=4 page, told me about like this 3D cube Minesweeper that is really great. I'm having a lot of fun with that one.
Sounds very stressful. Even
I understand why it's stressful. I understand why you feel that way. It is stressful.
Even video games, I guess, which is another thing that's supposed to be fun. They stress me out.
No, you love video games, though.
It's like I have
Are you
to do
stressed
this.
out playing Mario Kart?
Totally.
You are?
Mario Kart becomes a shit show when you're racing online against other people and there's shells flying all over the place and fireballs coming in and someone turns into a bullet and someone's got a star. No, it's not fun. I get angry.
Then why do you enjoy them?
Donkey Kong comes flying by and knocks me off. I play as Toadette. And Donkey Kong comes and flies by and knocks me off Rainbow Road. And I start, fuck you, Donkey Cock. I come up with names. I forget what I called Bowser. And what did I call Bowser? It wasn't even a good thing.
Bowser?
No, it was just something like bullshit Bowser, some bad alliteration.
Mine's better.
I'm screaming at No, Mario Kart is not fun.
Then why do you play?
It
must be fun.
You're doing well. You're in first place, and a blue shell comes flying in and busts you up.
Okay. You're reliving your trauma.
You're launching. You're not on the track. You're flying through the air, and someone has a lightning, and you just fall. The gravity takes hold.
And you lose all your coins and stuff.
Yeah. Where's the fun in this?
You tell me. You're the one that plays it.
Well, this is my problem. Maybe I got to find ways to let go so I can have a little more fun. Roller coaster,
Yes.
Six Flags. It's not fun to me. The lines
Yes, it
are
is.
long, and it's
Oh,
hot, and it smells, and you finally get into the roller coaster car, and it's wet. Because who knows what the person... This is zero fun.
I mean... You're right. I mean, bringing up every negative that might come along with a fun day. I mean, maybe that's just the difference between someone like you and me.
The looping starship. Remember the looping starship?
Of course I remember the looping starship.
Yeah, you're riding that thing. Everything's going to fall out of my pockets. Why am I on this?
Anxiety. I'm like, oh, when's it going to go upside down?
Free fall.
Is it going to be this one? Is this not yet? I'm into it.
The free fall I had
Because
fun
I
on.
don't. Oh my God. The free fall was the scariest ride. It was like you were just like in a mine shaft elevator, right?
You put a penny on your knee and watch it float.
Yeah. Watch it float. 0G.
That was fun. I enjoyed the free fall.
You know why you enjoyed it so much? Because it gave you no time to think. And you had it was like
It was fast.
all your anxiety, all of the thoughts that were creeping in about like, I don't want to, the line was long, it's hot, I don't want it, this food's expensive, my mom only gave me $20.
Hey, they're chicken fingers. They're chicken fingers that are the kind you can buy, the Blue Swan chicken fingers, and they're charging you $16 for them. It's not, because you're in the theme park and you're held hostage.
The thing is that you're not wrong, but if you weren't so plagued by thinking and pointing out all the negativity, then you would maybe have more fun.
You know what would be fun if no one else was there?
No.
That would be fun. Other people.
Boring.
The fact that other people exist takes all the fun. You can't have fun when there are other people around. They ruin things.
See? Okay.
So the free fall worked though because one, most people didn't like to ride it, so the line was never that long. Even if it was quick turnover. They moved
it was
that
really fast.
They moved that thing along. It wasn't like the Mind Bender. People loved the Mind Bender.
Mindbender was good. Was that the one that's the wooden one?
No, that was the Cyclone. Well, there's two at Six Flags over Georgia. The Cyclone's been demolished. That thing.
The wooden one that's near the end, right? Like near the bumper cars?
There's the Scream
And
Machine.
near the Scream Machine.
The Scream Machine.
I think that's the one near the Ninja, right?
Yeah, that's the one that's spread out over 800 acres.
I liked that one a lot.
That one's still
It was
there.
so rickety.
But the Cyclone was also rickety. And you'd ride that thing, you'd have a headache. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
getting on this and I'm going to come off with my head smashed against my skull.
Well, wasn't it the Ninja that people were getting whiplash from, and like the Braves took their name off it or something?
I have no clue.
People were getting hurt on it.
The Braves had their name on it.
I think so.
Remember that really crappy Viper? It launched you out like a aircraft carrier, hydraulic, no, steam powered, whatever the hell it is that launches the planes off the aircraft carrier. It launched the car out of the station, and then you went through the loop, and then you went up, and then you went through the loop backwards, and that was it.
That was made with like leftover, like, hey, we have a whole pile of track here. What can we do with it? Let's just make this thing that goes out once.
Fear is
Comes
fun
back.
for some people, though.
Yeah, it's a safe fear. You know, because you're not really gonna die, but you can kind of like pretend that you might die, and so it's exciting.
Yeah, no, thank you. Dangerous situations. Do not. Snake pits and gunfights. No, there's nothing fun about that.
Snake pits.
People are strange, and then this constant pursuit. I'd tell you that it was stressful. Stressful to hang out with you. You know, if you're not having fun, that you're crushed. Your soul is crushed. Value.
You mean like if we were hanging out and you aren't having fun, or if we're hanging out and I'm not having fun?
If you're not having fun, because
Okay.
value and quality equates fun, or fun equates value and quality. If you're not having fun, there's no value to this time. And my God,
That's not true.
My God, what kind of boozing? Boozing is fun.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want to have a fun time?
You know, I guess you're right. Boozing is fun because it takes away the anxiety.
See, you have anxiety. You have so much anxiety.
We're not not solving the greatest mysteries of the universe here.
Greg's brain.
I refuse to take Zoloft.
I know.
I'm
So many people do. People that really do need it. So many people are like, I don't want to have to depend on something. Like, whatever.
I'm not opposed to that. I took Prozac before.
You've said that it's because you don't want to take things forever. To be dependent on something because, oh, I would need to take this one because it has a longer. You're like, you have anxiety about anxiety.
Prozac has a long half-life. You shouldn't stop any of these cold turkey, but Prozac
No.
has a long half-life. So if you do stop it, it's not so bad. But Zoloft, if you just stopped it, if there was an apocalypse, if something happened, you couldn't get to the pharmacy and you couldn't wean yourself, you're going to kill yourself. It gets you to the point where almost immediately, a day or two later, that little storm cloud that used to be in the Zoloft commercials that followed the person around and then
Yeah.
disappears because they started taking the pills, it comes back. It comes back as a giant cyclone.
Cyclone?
It
Six
wa-
Flags?
It wasn't supposed to be a tie-in.
No, I was doing some like consistent drinking recently, and for a couple days I was feeling this like underlying anxious feeling in my stomach. And I was like, man, I'm like really like having to take breaths and like try and figure out what's going on. And then I realized, oh, maybe it's fucking up my medication.
What did your diet think of this?
My diet?
Yeah.
Oh, my SOTA diet. SOTA, say it with us, state of the art.
Having all this alcohol.
Yeah, it does not approve. And drinking is like a trigger for me because then I come home and I make nachos. And I'm shower cream.
And that's fun. You dump that sour cream on and that's a lot of fun. And then you throw your hands
Yeah.
in the air and you wave them
Yeah.
like you just
Yeah.
don't care. And if your
Built
life
to
is
last, Duralast.
if your life is the chips and all the ground beef bits, eat that sour cream. Oh yeah.
It's good.
You didn't like that. See, that's not fun for you for some reason. That was me loosening
Well,
up.
I mean, your delivery surely was,
Oh, so you're
Here.
saying there's standards that need to be applied to this. You're not doing it the right way. See?
hands
See?
in the air, brown bits, chips.
This is the thing. This is the come on. Oh, it's not the I am the gatekeeper. You're not executing properly.
Well, who has fun as the first 5 things that someone described about? So I think I know a little bit more about what's fun than you do.
Everything's a game. made me think of your parenting style.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Everything's a game.
Not everything, but yes. Listen, the thing about your argument is that you're not flat out wrong, but there's nothing wrong with finding fun in something. It doesn't mean.
But inventing it for absolutely zero reason.
Yeah, because you're bored.
How about we sit around now and be bored and learn to be bored? No. Instead, we're going to play a game called Leaf from the Outer Distances of the Solar System. There was a tree that grew on Pluto, and a wind came and blew the leaf off, and it was a leaf that was like none other, and this is a magical leaf, and when you have this leaf in your possession, you can do things like turn water into candy, and then if you don't have the leaf, you turn into stone and you can't move. And I don't know, these are the kind of strange. Let's play Space Leaf, Mom.
Yeah.
We're playing Space Leaf now.
Listen.
I got a cup of water. I got a cup of water. And then you don't have the candy to give, and then there's a fit thrown because the way it's been set up is when a cup of water is delivered, you're supposed to take it, and then you turn your back and you turn back around, and then you have a fistful of candy.
Yeah. Yes.
Playing Space Leaf.
Okay, listen. How many times can I tell you that there are things what you're saying that are true and right? But teaching children that is difficult because they don't have the attention span to like learn how to be bored. You know, that is,
what did you do? I think about being a kid. There surely weren't this many games. Kids can keep themselves busy somehow.
No, they do. But it's, kids now, well, all right. I'm trying to think because.
Did you have games? Did your parents create games out of everything?
Yeah, sometimes we would play a game.
Sometimes. I'm saying, was everything turned into a game? I'm not criticizing. I just think it's funny, actually. If anything,
yeah.
It is.
I think that I grew up not feeling uncomfortable, and like being uncomfortable was something that made other people uncomfortable, or if I knew someone else was uncomfortable, it was kind of not my job, not my role, but it seemed to be like something I felt like I needed to change for that person, and as on paper, it's like, what's wrong with that? But then, like I said, as an adult, sometimes you do it to your own detriment and you're not really even paying attention to how you even feel about something. It's just somebody else is uncomfortable.
I feel as though as a parent, you cut that shit off at the pass. It's like you just introduced it from the get-go. And
no, what do you mean? Explain that.
Made everything a game, like Space Leaf.
Yeah.
And like the kids never had a chance to even feel boredom. And then.
Yeah. So now, I need to teach them some boredom. And what that means is extra work on my part by like limiting things that are instant unboredom, like iPads and Netflix and
but
whatever.
What if Ellie said one day to you, Mom, you're no fun? I feel like that'd be like a dagger right into your heart.
I don't think I've heard that.
In between the ribs, right? I'm not fun.
Do you think that I put any weight into what Ellie thinks about whether I'm cool or fun?
But it's your identity.
No, like if you told me like you are not fun, then I'd be like, I'm not. You don't think I'm fun?
You're fun. Sometimes a little annoying. It's like, oh, fun.
I'm sure. Listen, everyone's annoying.
Fun again. And I know I'm annoying because I say no
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
No. I do have some tips. This is how to be more fun and less boring to be around.
Ugh, that sounds horrible.
This is who knows who wrote this? Probably not anyone who's any kind of authority on anything. Actually,
So this would be advice for you.
this actually is this. So this article, 21 tips to be more fun and less boring to be around. I don't want to give the author's name at all. I don't want to promote this person's work, but also underneath it, there's a check mark and it says scientifically reviewed by someone who has some kind of degrees. Scientifically reviewed. Here's some of the things. Practice being more relaxed around people. To be fun to be around, you have to make others feel comfortable around you.
Okay.
It becomes
You have to approach reading this as like a person who wants this advice.
show
And
others
not you.
show others that you're relaxed and easygoing. What if you're not those things? The fact that
No, that's the thing.
the fact that fun can only live within this very specific definition is bullshit. Be non-judgmental. You know what fun is for me? Being judgmental, looking at people and judging them. That's a favorite pastime of mine. I find great joy in that. That is a lot of fun. Listening.
Yeah, this article or whatever really is like compromising who this person might actually be.
Be a good listener.
That's fine.
You can signal that you accept others through body language and a warm tone of voice.
Oh,
Sure, but how's this? Open up.
Tell me more.
Tell funny stories about your life and experiences, weird jobs you've had, a bad blind date. Maybe people don't want to hear
Ew.
boring stories. Be able to laugh at yourself, find your type of humor,
good.
be the glue that holds people together, do things that scare you, be positive.
Be the glue that holds people. You are not the glue that holds anyone together. That is not your job to do that.
Focus.
People are within each other. Like, people are glued together because of the work that they do together. Not one person holds people together. This is a very toxic article.
Yeah, because it's just telling you there's a very specific way to do this, and maybe this isn't
put
you.
people at ease. All right. Well,
Focus on
what
others.
if I'm uncomfortable?
Focus on others. This is the same thing. You're repeating things now. These are just, something like listening and caring about other people and being interested in them. That just outside of being fun. Maybe that's something you should try to do. This one, rest, so you can stay fun. So it's pretty much saying sleep.
Eat. And breathe. Because if you're not breathing, you're not living. And that's not fun.
Be original. Use your facial expressions to tell the story. Find mutual interests and focus on those. Bring energy and enthusiasm.
Use your facial expression to tell the story.
Here's how to be more fun to talk to. Don't just give yes or no answers. Sure, that's a boring conversation. Return questions you receive. Ask follow-up questions. Be positive. Give compliments. Remember, okay.
All right, that's more realistic. Because if you're trying to talk to somebody and they give you that was good. You're like, how is it? Blah, blah, blah. That was good. Okay, they don't want to talk to you.
Overall, I just think that there are traits that some people feel as though that they must be in order to be accepted and liked in this world, and fun is one of those. So therefore, it has created this whole realm of inauthentic, fake bullshit. You know what's fun? You say I'm fun. I'm not really a fun person, but you tell me that I'm fun.
Yeah.
Why?
You can be very fun.
Why? Because I'm being myself. Because I'm being myself. Because I'm being myself, not a person who is non-judgmental or showing others that I'm relaxed and easygoing.
Yeah, the reason why fun isn't at the top of the list is because there's a combination of other things that make you fun, like being interesting and smart and interested.
I think what can lead to fun is being passionate about certain things or interested in certain things.
Yeah.
And if you talk about those things enthusiastically because you actually like those things and the other person's into that, but
That's fun.
you can't force these things though, ultimately.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with like two people waiting for something and it's taking too long and one person suggests a little game that you guys could play, and nothing wrong with that to pass the time.
I spy with
No, not a child's game.
with my nearsighted little eye something red.
Something oatmeal.
The blood after I stab my wrist, slice it open.
Again, I think that the right place to be is probably in between us.
I'm a very fun person.
So fun.
Yeah.
Fun when you like make up funny names for things. That makes me laugh.
When I'm being an asshole and getting
sometimes you're good at that and it's funny.
And getting brand names wrong on purpose.
Yeah, that's funny. That makes you fun.
Louis Vuitton Coach.
Yeah, the way talking to you and experiencing the world, not always, not the crazy anxious way, but other ways, it's fun to see that and to be around that and hear it and know it. And that's fun. So that's what I mean. Like your fun is really layered.
Because I'm complex and layered myself. I'm the model.
Yes, I am also complex and layered, but that's in a deeper section of my like crust of my exoskeleton. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of Earth, the mantle. Yours is thicker. Like your I think that there's things about your personality that are thicker than mine.
Okay.
Okay. That was a bad analogy. Cut that out.
No.
Cut it out.
I'm not. I was just trying to think of something specific, but who knows? Do you find doing this podcast to be fun?
Sometimes.
I think it's a fair answer sometimes.
Like at the beginning of this, I was so sleepy. Like I was falling asleep on the couch. And once we got started, it's been fun. And then there are other times that have been like, oh my God.
I'm thinking
This
of
is so hard.
it. Yes, it can be.
Yeah.
But it, can be fulfilling. And
Yeah.
to me, that's something that's fun. I'm thinking the last time or an instance I had a lot of fun. 4th of July this past year, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. You had a big time that night.
Yeah, because 4th of July, strange 4th of July during COVID here in New York, the big fireworks displays were off. People just had a bunch of fireworks on their own and they were setting them off all over the place. Every direction you go outside, you'd hear fireworks going off. And I felt like it was a representation and demonstration of the human spirit. It's like, hey, yeah, things fucking suck right now, but we're still here. We're still alive. And so we were just walking around the streets of Brooklyn. My friend Andrew, his girlfriend Molly, our friend Kevin. It was just us. We were walking around and I felt like it was a spiritual experience in a way. It was like, I'm here sharing this moment with these people, and here's this out of the ordinary 4th of July that isn't set up in the traditional way where people crowd to go watch the fireworks because that's what you're supposed to do, and that's the fun thing to do, where you get stuck in hordes of people to watch. Look, they're nice displays when they launch them here in New York. The official fireworks are well done, but I don't get much out of it. And then you're supposed to be having a good time hanging out with people watching those, but again, the crowds and how you're going to get home and the subways get crowded, and that takes the fun out of it. So this thing, yeah, if there's a real substantial meaning to it, then I can definitely have fun.
Yeah. I had fun on New Year's Eve. I didn't expect to have fun. I was like, we're leaving at 10 p.m. I'm coming back. We're coming back. It's just going to be me and the kids. And yeah, I ended up going to this neighbor's house, and it was this sort of like this dance party started to happen, and neighbors came that weren't necessarily going to be there. And I don't know, it was that was really fun. I had a really fun night dancing. It'd been a long time since I danced. I forgot how much I like it.
It was just a thing that popped up. It wasn't expected. And that's where it lives, not in prepackaged box.
Yeah.
Here's a box of fun.
Yeah.
Unless that box contains alcohol or some other mind-altering substance, that can be fun.
For you. That's what you need. Was this fun?
Yeah, it was fine.
Fine is your word.
It was fun.
It's always fine. All right. I hope you guys thought this episode was just fine. Like and subscribe. Just tell us we're fine on iTunes reviews. And we like to see those numbers go up. And please support our just fine sponsors, hoffandpepper.com. You can get some really, really great hot sauce. They have all different kinds. Go to hoffandpepper.com. Use the code OneTopic15 for 15% off. And this is fun. I think we should keep doing it.
Okay, I guess so.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Autumn.
Do you like hot sauce?
You know, I do like hot sauce, but I'm getting pretty bored of my regular Texas Pete or Tabasco. I'm looking for a local sauce without any additives or extracts. A company that uses local peppers so it's as fresh as possible, and a company that really cares about the integrity of the sauce and where their ingredients come from.
Definitely.
And hey, while we're at it, I don't want a sauce with too many ingredients. You know, a lot of other sauces out there, they have all kinds of fillers. So I'd love to find a sauce with, I don't know, let's say no more than 5 ingredients. I mean, it's crazy, but there's gotta be a company out there that hand processes their sauce. You know, bottling and labeling every bottle themselves. I'm probably asking a lot.
Well, you really are, but there is a hot sauce out there who only uses 5 ingredients.
What?
0 fillers, additives, or extracts, and who bottles, labels, and packages everything themselves. It's called Hoff Sauce.
What?
They're a small batch hot sauce company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee that's won Best Louisiana-style sauce in the country. How many times? Not once, not twice, 3 times.
3 times!
How does that sound, Greg?
I think that sounds amazing.
You know how you can get your own bottle of hot sauce?
No, tell me please now.
Hoffandpepper.com. And not only am I giving you the gift of the best hot sauce that you'll ever taste, I'm going to give you 15% off if you use the code OneTopic15.
Hold on, that's...
Yes, get a pen and paper.
1 Topic 15.
Good. That's ONETOPIC 15, all squished together at checkout. You'll get 15% off your order, and your life will be better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.